Well, you may not have known this, but January is Braille Literacy Month, and even though we are entering February, there are services for people who are visually impaired to enjoy reading all year round, and you can find it right here. Here with me to talk about it today and the services that are available, Jennifer Falvey with South Carolina Talking Book Services. Thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
There may be a lot of people who don't necessarily know that these services are available. Talk to us about them.
You know, that is the greatest challenge with our service. The National Library Service has been around since 1931. We are a free service for people with print disabilities, blindness or other print disabilities, and yet it's hard to get the word out. So we appreciate you letting us come and talk about what we do. And
here in the studio, you brought a large book. It is the Bible, I understand. And these are available?
It's one volume of the Bible. So this is, I think we said Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Okay, the gospel.
In this big book. It would take 18 of these to create one King James version of the Bible. So think about trying to have enough for hundreds or thousands of patrons. That's really a lot to deal with. So we don't have the space on our site in Columbia, South Carolina, to store all these Braille print materials. So we partner with the Utah State Library to provide print Braille to our patrons, and then we also have e-Braille that is our newest development.
Now talk to me about that. It's a very small device, but the understanding is if you want to read, you know, with the Braille, you can do so with that device. How does it work?
So when you're reading Braille, you go from left to right, just like with a book, and read with the fingertip. The different letters that are formed with the raised dots. Well, this is a special keyboard with pins that move up and down, so it can create letters on the fly. Wow. So that a person who can read Braille can follow along, and they're reading here, and then it automatically refreshes, and then they just keep reading. So rather than having to have this giant book, they can have this. It can hold hundreds of books. They can take it with them. It's much easier to use. And we provide these free through our service.
So it's almost like an iPad with Braille.
With Braille, absolutely. It's got an SD card spot. You can plug it in to download titles as well. It's an amazing innovation.
Very interesting. Now, how do you get access to these things? Where does the funding come from?
So the National Library Service was founded in 1931 by an act of Congress. So we are actually a part of the Library of Congress, and we are mandated to serve any persons with blindness or print disabilities. We started out serving veterans after World War I and have expanded since then so that we now can serve people with blindness, with low vision, with temporary or permanent physical or cognitive differences that make it difficult to read print. So let's say you've had a stroke and you can't hold a book, or let's say you have ADD or you have dyslexia. Anything that makes using print materials difficult, you can qualify for our completely free service. We mail everything through the USPS. There's no postage, and we can sign you up over the phone, send you an application, and get you set up.
Well, Jennifer, thank you so much for coming by and giving us this great information. If you want to learn more about the South Carolina Talking Book Services, you can head to live5news.com and click on the big red box. There you'll find the link to their website and all the services that they provide.